What's up, Ryan?
What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm a little sad.
Oh, why
I
is
didn't
that?
get I didn't get to go to the Heartland Mini.
Stupid airlines.
I know. Oh yeah, you know about that. But
Yeah, I
everybody
know
else doesn't
about
know
it.
about
Nobody
that.
else knows about it.
So I was trying to go to the Heartland Mini. I had airline tickets and everything. And my flight kept getting delayed and delayed. And to the point where I was gonna miss all of Friday activities. First
Mhm.
delay, I was gonna be late. Second, I was missing everything. And then I got the message of my flight on Saturday to fly home because I had to get back for cheerleading on Sunday.
Mhm.
Got moved up an hour. So I also had to leave the venue like super early
Yeah.
because I guess the airport was like, I don't know, 45 minutes away. And I had to be at the airport at 5:45. Well, that's when my flight took off. So I'd
Yeah.
have to leave early. So then it kind of ruined the whole trip. So
Yeah, that kind of stinks.
yeah, I'm sad I missed it. But I heard Ron did a great job being me. I don't even know if he busted out the flat bill or not, but
Oh, I
both
doubt it.
the vendor time and stuff. So, and we
Yeah.
gave away a cool prize, raised money for the STEM program at a school. So it was,
Very
I should
awesome.
know what it is, but I can't remember right now. So I'm just so Brian got a haircut.
I did. Well, if you want to put that picture up. So yesterday morning, my wife sends me a screenshot of a TikTok. And it says, "Why does my husband look like he's about to knock on my window and ask for $1?" So I took that to heart because normally she, makes a comment, you got your cardboard sign when you go into town so you can make money on a street corner.
Yeah.
So took that to heart. So I went into the Barber D Mac, my bathroom, and trimmed up. So went back to the military cut that I used to do for the last 30 years. And
That doesn't look like a military cut. That looks like a faux hawk.
no, that's totally got a nice fade in it.
Wait, okay,
No
here.
sweat.
Is it going all the way back though, or is it shaved
No,
up the
no,
back of your head?
it stops. It stops right there.
Oh, next time you need to just keep it going. Just the whole like
Nah, that would be the Mahomes cut because he
yeah.
keeps it,
You're a
like the
Kansas
white
City
walls that
fan.
you had last year.
I have that. It just I need a haircut.
I noticed that on
I
one
got
of the
the Mahomes
videos for
one.
the Florida. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, he went back to the Mahomes cut. So you got the long bushy in the back, and
yeah.
we just need to get you a KC bandana to put around. And
You want me to go get my Bills hat?
don't do it. Don't do
I'll
it.
put it
Oh,
back on.
and by the way, the picture that Cecilia sent me from the cheer on Sunday, I do expect that to come in the mail so I can wear it next week.
Oh, we didn't buy you the bow.
Oh,
I'm
I'd have
sorry.
totally worn it.
We bought Raiders bows for my daughter.
Oh, such a no. I know a few good counselors online.
If I buy you a bow, will you wear it in your beard at East Coast?
Not in my beard. I wear it on my head.
Okay. All
I
right.
gotta meet. I gotta look professional there because I gotta meet the other Brian McVeigh.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The other Brian McVeigh will be there. All right. So we've already spent
Are we
like
doing something?
5 minutes. We should maybe roll the intro and actually get our real guest here because, yeah, I don't know what we're doing.
Recorded in front of a live studio audience.
This is a Matos Designs production.
And I am not done. Mark my words.
I like your line. I like your prices. There's a problem. There's no guarantee on the box.
You can't hang out with chickens and expect to soar with eagles.
Guess who's back?
An electrician guy, y'all light work, huh?
And now your hosts, JR and Brian.
Oh, we can handle it. We're professionals.
You know what? Every time we run the intro, it reminds me of my great Christmas light fight episode. Since we
yeah.
we're rocking that picture spot. You know, what was that? The night before they were gonna film, we unloaded a pallet of new Coro.
Yeah.
Real planning ahead there. Thanks, James. Get that thing right on time.
That was awesome. Matter of fact, we had to go, or actually, your dad had to go pick it up and bring it.
But
back.
we could have that story with our guest tonight. He is the
that's a
official
segue.
He is the official light fight librarian. He knows everything about light fight there could possibly be. He saved my butt multiple times in Florida when I was on the panel, and I'd be like, "It was this guy," and then Michael in the audience would just blast it out. So we have Brian Michaels with us today. Let's bring him on. You excited, Brian? Another light
Always.
fight. He actually won though.
Yeah.
What's
As
up,
hard as
Brian?
we worked.
What's
How
up,
you doing?
guys?
What's going on,
Mr.
bud?
JR, Mr. McVeigh, Brian with an I, the right
There
way.
you go. You know,
Yeah.
you finally got that right in the chat this morning. You spelled it with an I because, like, how
I
can you
could've
get
sworn-
that wrong? We spell it the same way.
I could have sworn somewhere I saw you post it with a Y, but I'm glad it is an I. That is the right way.
I'm super anal. You know, I like JR.
Yeah.
It just bugs me that he doesn't put his periods. It's JR. He's not a junior. He's JR.
Nobody cares, Brian. Brian gets so mad. One time
do.
in one like email or something, I did not capitalize the V.
I've
I
done
still
stuff like
hear
that
about
before.
that.
It's my analism. I can't handle it. I can't take it. I don't know.
Hey, this
Drives
is a
me nuts.
live show. You probably shouldn't say that so many times.
What? Oh. Anything to get a comment. Where they at?
Barely.
Kid friendly.
Yeah. So, Brian, I just got to see you in Florida, which is awesome.
Was awesome.
Do you have a Florida trophy behind you, or is that a centerpiece?
Oh, this is actually from the Jubilation dinner.
Yeah.
I think it's so awesome that James Hohense makes these for all the events, and then after they're over, he lets people take them.
Yeah.
So
You-
I'm trying to collect them as I go.
Oh,
You
so
see the
you
back
got
wall
some from
there?
like events?
Got a couple Trans World ones here. I got the other special one you gave me over here to the one side. So I hope to get an East Coast one from, especially
East
since
Coast?
it's in my hometown.
Yeah.
I'm hoping James makes some East Coast stuff.
He has my loser trophy. I gave it to him for a class, and he kept it.
No, you told me to keep it.
I know. I was. Just
I even
giving it
came back to you and said, "Do you want
I
it
know.
back?"
I know. I told you could have it.
So you kind of lost it again.
Yeah, I did.
You lost
Yeah,
the
oh.
trophy.
It's a guy. I know the guy that makes those.
I know. I'm hoping he brings me some because I asked him for a couple so I can give them away for some prizes.
Yeah, when you go visit. So I'm sure lots of people have watched your episode, but there is some people that don't watch Light Fight that for some reason choose to watch us. I don't understand that, but like we're not that cool. But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, librarian?
I will certainly do that. So it is Brian Michael with no SJR. You called me Michael, which my
Oh.
doctor does sometimes, but I answer. Anyway, I digress. My name is Brian Michael. If you have not met me or seen our Light Fight episode, I have been in the decorating community, believe it or not, about 28 years I've been doing this.
Wow.
And it didn't take long to get big, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Live in Hatfield, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Philadelphia. It's 15 miles from where the East Coast Christmas conference is going to be held. So I think whoever's coming to that, you're going to have a really great time visiting. The Halloween show, which I went to last year as the inauguration, was pretty darn well attended and crowded. You couldn't even move. It was shoulder to shoulder. So I'm hoping Rich and Jen really expanded out the space. But again, I've been decorating for 28 years with my wife, Kim. Many of you have seen me rolling her around at the different events. She says she enjoys it, but I have a feeling in the back, she's like, why are we here?
I
No,
think
she
he
likes-
likes all the people.
Yeah, no, she has a good time. It's just tough on her because some of the challenges. But I have pretty much a traditional display, which when we do the round, your go around, I'll talk about. But I do have some light show elements in my display, AC light show. And I just really like hanging out with people that like what I like. And that's Christmas lights, Christmas display. It doesn't matter what type you have. I enjoy them all. Matter of fact, I'll bring up the Florida Mega Meet again. That light show they had going on the stage with the Grinch in the background, that was awesome. Made me want to go buy some pixels.
Yeah, no, they did a good job. They did a really good job with that Florida. I was super impressed with everything they did and how they did it. And I was like, wow. They've tried to do that at other events, other Florida Mega Minis, and never been fully pulled off. But this year, it was very impressive. Very
Yeah,
impressive.
it was.
Definitely
What else you
makes
want to
me
know,
sad
JR?
I missed it.
Well, let's go through like all the questions. Brian usually like we go back and forth.
Well, I was getting ready. I
We
didn't want to
haven't since
interrupt.
we've gone live.
What
We
do
haven't
you?
really got a lot of back and forth. I don't know why. I
It's
think he gets
one-sided.
distracted.
It
Yeah,
does. We get into sidetrack. So
He's
what do you
lost in
do?
his beard.
yeah, he
Of
is.
course,
He keeps
it's
playing with it.
I
Like,
love it. This is the first time I've actually like sat and looked at it and stuff. It looks really good. I did.
Here, I'm going to reach out and rub it too.
So
do you need a moment? Do we need to take you off stage?
let me get a tape measure. I know I got one around here. I was gonna measure.
We'll let him play with his beard. No.
That's what happens when JR has control of the buttons. Brian, what do you do for a living?
So I have the fun experience of working for the manufacturing industry. I'm specifically in the heating and air conditioning industry, and I've worked for several manufacturers, residential and commercial heating and cooling products. Probably have some of our products in your home, or if you don't, come talk to me and maybe we'll get some in your house. Always selling. But no, that's what I do, and it's been very good to us. I enjoy it. They've invested in my education, my employers, and give me opportunities to travel. And when I travel, I do get to visit Lightboat people, either in season or off season. I try to make that happen if the trip fits. So it's been fun. That's what I do. I sell things professionally.
He does. He does go and visit light fight people, and then if they happen to be the person that beat you, he will gladly send you a photo. I was rolling when I got that photo. I was like, really? I was like, God, I really liked you, Michael. I mean, Brian. I'm sorry. I keep doing that. Sorry.
So what? Hey, it's okay. I told you my doctor is, and I still answer.
Yeah.
Still answer. But you know what he's referring to, Brian? So this past year, I finally hit some of the local past light fight contenders in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware area. And I happened to visit the Martell family who beat out JR in his light fight episode. So
Yeah.
they're really super nice people. He thought I was just sending him this as a joke. I'm like, no, I met him and just wanted to go visit. I wasn't rubbing it in or anything. I just thought you thought it was too cool.
No. I knew what you meant. I just thought it was funny. I was like, thanks.
Hey, you know what's funny too? And we'll talk about the librarian thing, but a fun light fight fact. You were not the only light show to lose out to old kids' playhouses.
I know that.
There's a couple, but one of the famous other ones is Mr. Tom Stallings. He lost out to the Steer family in episode 10 to some Little Tykes playhouses.
Yeah.
I used to have one in my display. I finally got rid of it because it was just too hard to store. So anyway.
Me and Tom are going to start a group of losers to Little Tyke houses. We'll get James to make special Little Tyke trophies for us.
Just make them little.
Yeah. Oh man. So you've been doing Christmas lights, but what started you getting into this hobby?
So little kid, like probably many of us, and I always grew up in an apartment community, and I talked about this on our Light Fight episode. And they used to have a big patio window, just basically a double slider door, overhead porch. And I asked my mom, could I decorate it one year? My mom used to decorate a lot too. A lot of it. She had all the kitschy, gaudy stuff inside, which was still cool and it's very collectible now. And so she let me decorate it. And what was really cool is in that first display, there's a blow mold nativity set, which goes into my collection of blow molds. My mom used to take me down into Philadelphia, and we used to drive, to different places and look at lights. And there used to be a garden center called Gaudios or G-Boys. And she just let me pick out a decoration there. So I used to pick up blow molds. So that's in there. And we decorated for that contest. I was 6 years old. My mom told me. I thought I was a little bit older, but I was 6. And we won. We won the community decorating contest at 6 years old.
Cool.
So that was kind of fun. So from there, again, my parents really influenced it. They took us around to a lot of light displays when we were kids and decorated themselves. And so did my grandparents. And when I had the opportunity and got married, it's something I knew I wanted to do. And it grew. It started in our first year of marriage when I married Kim in 1997 in an apartment. And then we bought our first house the year after, 98. And it was pretty decked out even that first year. Not light fight worthy, but it was, I would say it took about 4 years to get close to a size of display that would be able to be featured on the show or on TV or whatever. That's how it started.
That's pretty awesome.
That is very awesome. Yep.
That is.
Thank you.
So
That is cool. I
with
can't believe you won the first contest you did. Sorry, Brian. You're actually talking for once.
see,
I thought
and this is what it always goes one sided.
Oh, thanks.
Are you done, sir?
Hey, I'm known to interrupt too.
With more of a static display or the static display you have now, do you have any advancements to go into music with either LOR or X lights or anything like that?
He's got
to
dancing
broaden
music.
your show.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want me to run through the stats of my display right now?
Well,
We'll
not
get
yet.
to that.
Not yet. We'll get to
Okay.
that.
But yes, Brian, I can do and do Lightorama. I'm really interested in the pixels. A couple challenges there is one, I'd have to kind of start over or figure out how to integrate them. And now that I'm seeing a lot of these different shows of how people are doing the hybrid displays, I see that opportunity. Two is more a logistical challenge. We've attracted a lot of traffic at our display, so kind of had to tone back a little bit. So trying to figure out the balance. And I'm thinking maybe one year just to totally start fresh and just have a whole light show and really surprise the neighbors.
Yeah, don't necessarily do that.
Yeah, I know.
You can't go whole light show. You're too. You got to keep the blow mold.
Yes, and I will.
Yeah,
I will.
So tell us something that nobody knows in this hobby that you didn't share on the light fight, and you haven't told anybody at any of.
I'm a pretty boring guy, but I think I did share this, and I'll just share it because it's relatable. I was a BMX freestyle person. I used to be sponsored by 2 bike teams, and we were co-sponsored by GT Dyno Bikes. We were doing tricks while you were professionally racing, JR.
Well,
So I never made the professional level, but that was one thing I did, and I used to be pretty good at it. I used to do a lot of tricks, mainly flat land, but I could do some ramp. That was the first thing. That was fun. And then
BMX people are cool, Brian.
Yeah,
we are cool. We are cool.
We had our neighborhood bike rallies.
How does the neighborhood have a bike rally when it's all gravel?
Well, this was.
So it sounds like a whole bunch of falling.
This
a lot of
is when I lived in
skin
Olathe or lived in Shawnee Mission, so it was all city, and we lived in a little village, and you could always tell where everybody was at because all the bikes were outside. But we'd make our makeshift ramps with a cinder block, and whoever had a piece of plywood. So yeah, that was our bike rally. We did.
I did that before Brian, and I remember we used to make in the parking lot, not in gravel, but we used to get the cinder blocks, made the plywood ramps, which who knows, probably was only 1/4 inch thick wood at the time as you're a kid. Yeah. One time I jumped the ramp and I landed, and my forks broke right off when I fell flat on my face.
Oh yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah. It was a good time. Rub some dirt on it and move on.
Yeah.
Now,
but
I can't remember if it was me or my cousin. I think it was my cousin. We built a ramp like that in front of his house, and one of us left with a broken arm.
Yeah, usually happens. My legs are still pretty ugly from all the remember the bear claw?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
yeah. I got a
shins are
scar
jacked
that's
up.
numb. I got a scar numb on my shin because I rolled some skin back so bad it's actually numb from it. So that was super.
You rode for GT and stuff like that. You had those like crazy ones.
Oh, right? We had some nice bikes. I mean,
well, because GT had those like crazy, like clawed pedals for a while.
Yeah. Early on, they did. I mean,
yeah.
Now today, I'm surprised people even have pedals because if you look at the tricks and all they're doing today, they don't even have brakes or anything. I don't know how they do it, but we set it up for them.
Kids nowadays, they couldn't handle them.
Yeah, hard. But other than that, I did used to DJ when I was younger too, and used to do parties, block parties, some weddings, Christmas functions at business parties. That was fun, and used to love mixing music. And then I guess the last thing I never shared is I talked about now I'm in the air conditioning industry, but I did start down the path of wanting to be an electrician. Took a couple of industrial electricity classes, electrical construction, and then changed my mind from there and started information systems. And now I sell air conditioners.
Well, Did you just take those classes so you could do a better light display?
No, that was before the light display, but hey, maybe I was thinking about it in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
I could add more breakers. I know how to do this.
It did come in helpful, I'll tell you that.
So, how does the family handle your obsession? Lights.
Actually, they're all pretty good with it. I mean, up until my son is 24 now, my daughter's 21. So my daughter's in her junior year of college, so she has 1 year left. So she's been gone and away. My son graduated, although he's working on a master's remotely. He's moving into his first apartment May 1st, so that's going to be interesting. But anyway,
Wow.
they always helped all the way out through our display setup. Matter of fact, I'll bring everything back to Light Fight because I am the librarian. If you look at our episode, season 11, episode 6, it's on Disney Plus. It's not on Hulu, but it's on Disney Plus. Don't get me there. Anyway,
So let's
you
go
look
back to. Oh,
if you
sorry,
go back
I
to the episode, and when you see Tanya over by the animatronic fireplace I built that has Santa's legs kicking in it, on the mantle you can see a couple pictures, and they're real pictures. The one picture is a picture of my first display. I think it's all the way on the right. And then next to that is a picture of my son and daughter climbing on my blow mold train back when they were a little kid. I think on the left I have a picture of Kim's mom with a, like from the 1950s when she was with Santa, and then another picture of one of our displays. Anyway, so they have been involved in it. As they've gotten older, though, they do what they can. They're not around. And Kim used to help out all the time. Matter of fact, when I relocated because of a job opportunity from Pennsylvania to Oklahoma, I had to leave early. I was gone for a month, and I left in December, right as Christmas ended. And the whole display was still up. And I thought I'd be able to come back on the weekend, and I just misunderstood that. So Kim took everything down,
Wow.
except for everything high on the roof. I took that down when I got back, like in late January, February. So Kim used to do all that, and they all have been involved. So they're very supportive of it. They know it's my hobby, and they know it's kind of what I had fun with. So Kim's really the best supporter of it.
So, this is not on the list. Brian doesn't know. How does your family handle your love for the light fight?
I don't think Joe and Elise get it too much.
They don't
Kim
understand.
knows it's something that when we were on the show, and then you know how it works, JR, with the filming, especially when you find out you win. I mean, you have this secret you're holding for a year.
I never found that out. So
You have this secret you're holding for a year, and then we were during COVID. So I'm waiting this whole year while I'm also renovating my bathroom. And I'm listening to all these old podcasts, including that's where I found the Professional Triers. And that's why when I really wasn't too friendly with you at first. And I'm watching these shows, and I'm like, you're talking about the light fight. You're talking with other people in the lighting industry.
yeah,
And I thought it was cool. So I'm watching that and listening. Then I saw the interviews with Felicia and Kristen and AJ from Light Fight. Same thing on Charlie Byers' page. And I'm like, man, this is interesting. And then I'm like, how can I pass this time as we're going on? I was curious, who you were up against, who some of the other people were against, who won, who lost, how many pixel shows they were. Because one of the other things that bothered me a lot is, in the Facebook groups or the old forums back in the day, people would always post, oh, they won because it was sad, or they don't pick light shows, or they don't film people up in the north because it's too cold. Maybe in Mount Montana. I'll probably never go up there. But so that's when I started just researching it. And there was a point in time on Apple TV where you could go back and watch almost every season. They have since pulled it back and with all their rights and stuff, but I was able to watch them all. And when I was watching that, I started this spreadsheet recording every single episode, the name of the family, the year, the season, the episode, the judge, who won, who did not win. And then what were, the key elements in your display, like they say on Light Fight when you're applying, what will you be remembered for, like your 5 words. So I would capture all that. And then I started going farther, and I started creating charts and maps and all this other stuff, and just some really fun stuff came out. And then people would they knew I was going to be on the show, so they would start asking me, messaging me, hey, Brian, I'm thinking of getting on the show. How do you do this? Or how do you do that? Or what might they think? And I was like, wow, this data could be useful for somebody if they want to be on this show or another show, or just want to create a display that might attract people. And that's where it came from. And I think that's where the librarian term came from. And again, that was either you or Charlie from Christmas on Crestline that started. So I kind of picked up. Matter of fact, I was at an event for work in Vegas this week. Matter of fact, I listened to you guys on my plane ride. T-Mobile, thank you for the free internet on the phone. And they were giving out these water bottles, and they were laser engraving them. I don't know if you can see it, but
That's awesome.
they say, "What do you want on it?" And they said, "You have 12 characters. This is 13." I'm like, well, "Can you fit that?" They said, "Yeah, we can change it. Just put it in there. We'll make it work." So since it was free
That's awesome.
and cool, I got the librarian. Now I wanted to put a Light Fight logo, but it was a corporate event, and they said, we could do that, but not here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one made. I think it'd be cool.
So
that's all
I gotta know, how many notebooks do you have, or this? How big is your notes? Or
No,
do you
he
take-
uses a computer, Brian.
I do use computer, but I did print out for quick
So-
reference.
oh, he
in case you wanna
printed
go
it out.
through some fun facts because I can't always go back and forth the screen. But it took me. I still maintain it. The only thing I didn't collect is Fright Fight, which I could go back and do that. That'd be pretty easy since there's not that many episodes. But
Are they on anything?
you can watch season 1 on. You could buy it from YouTube. It's $14.99, and then the last season is on Hulu. So you can watch all the Fright Fights. You got to pay for one, and the other one you can watch if you have a Hulu service. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus, but it's definitely on Hulu.
Here's a good suggestion for you, Brian.
Yeah,
Which Brian?
you,
You, Brian.
you, Brian.
You should
Brian
make
in.
your business
Oh,
cards a
shut
library
up,
card.
Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, take
That's
out a
what it should
library
be.
card and
Your business cards that you give us and stuff should be the library cards. That'd be hilarious.
oh, that's funny. Let's take a look at that.
We also have to. I didn't wear it today because I totally forgot, and I thought I had my hat box here, but I did not. Brian is the. I don't know if I should tell the world this, but he is the official hat guy for the Light Fight.
Oh, don't get me in trouble.
As he's
I'm just
showing
waiting.
himself.
I know. If Felicia is watching this, Felicia, it comes out of love. I've never sold one of these hats.
Yeah.
I made one just for when I'm doing
think
things
you're
like
good.
this.
Didn't you give
and,
her one?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. I've never sold one. So, but I have giving them to other worthy Light Fight contenders. JR has a special only
Flat
flat
bill
bill.
one. The world's
Um,
only flat bill Light Fight hat.
And at the Florida Mega Mini, it was really cool to Felicia wanted one, and I gave her one. And then you were sitting with Tanya, and you said, "Tanya, what's a hat? Tanya, what's a hat?" And I had extra hats because I was giving them to the Light Fighters to wear at the jubilation dinner. And so I had the one and only picture of Tanya with hat. Now, unfortunately, I wanted a picture of, I like to do my selfie. So if I ever come up to you at an event and take selfies, it's because I'm documenting stuff and recording. I put a lot of cool little fun videos together, but I wanted a picture of just me and Tanya with my hats on. And Felicia said, let's get a group picture. And she took it with her phone. And I have a picture. I don't have it. It's on my computer, but I'm all the way out here on the far right, and JR's right next to Tanya with the hat. And
I'm
Jordan's on the
sorry.
other side of her.
I was
But-
just doing what I was told.
But it is cool to have a picture of Tanya wearing the hat and Felicia.
Yeah.
I was real happy to meet Felicia, by the way. It's the first time I met her in person, been trying. And it was cool to meet her too. She
Yeah,
was-
Felicia didn't come to my filming, but I've met her at so many events and talked to her about stuff. She's really cool. Really
But that's the story on the hat. And I'm just waiting for ABC to come get me. But I'm not selling them. I'm not giving them to everybody. So,
no, you're just giving them to I think you're in an okay gray area.
There you go.
And technically, I kind of looked it up. There's no trademark on their logo.
yeah, I don't know if there is. And this actually is modeled after the hats the crew wore. So it's not
Yeah.
actually the logo. So maybe that's different. Anyway.
Yeah, I tried to get one on my filming.
Oh yeah.
Brian
Yep.
knows there was only one, and it was our audio guy's hat.
Yep.
And he was like, "Oh, they gave these all to us season 1." And he's like, "I'm probably like one of the only ones that still has it, right?"
Mhm.
And I was like, "Let me get that hat."
That's why I tried to. Our sound guy, Rich Kernash, had his on. But I did, at Trans World, not this past year, the year
Guy
before.
had.
Yeah,
AJ and Brady, AJ Rochester from casting and Brady
Yeah.
Cannell from production, they gave their hats to David Peace and Jordan as they were leaving the show, which, hey, it's all sweaty inside. So,
Yeah.
you know, maybe I always tease Jordan, you got a sweaty AJ hat.
Yeah. It's all
Sorry,
good.
AJ.
Hat
It was
box.
fun, though.
I'm still
Yeah.
stuck on hat box. I saw that video of you bringing
Yeah,
out your hat box at the Florida. All your
I
pretty
shared
fancy
that.
hats.
I filmed JR
Yeah.
opening his hat box and flapping through all the hats. And then I think JR might have had a little too many rum and cokes, Bacardi and cokes, and then the hat box disappeared for a while. And
No,
James
we went to Taco Bell, and I was like, oh, yeah, we'll leave.
Box is legit.
I can leave my stuff here. I trust all my friends, right? And I go to Taco Bell with Gil and I think Jason from Gilbert Engineering, right? We go to Taco Bell. We go walk through the drive-through of Taco Bell in the parking lot of the hotel. Okay? Because we tried to go inside, and then we're like, just go through the drive-through. This wasn't a drunken decision to go through the drive-through. This was them telling us to.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We get our food and come back, and I'm like, where the hell's my hat box? I couldn't find it anywhere. And then freaking James had it in his backpack.
And there were a bunch of us, JR, and I shared this. There were a bunch of us saying, go ahead, take some of them and curb the bills.
Oh,
I was like, no, we can't do that. That's just wrong.
JR
Yeah.
and
But it was
his
contemplated.
hats. You know
Hold
how
on.
women are like, don't touch my hair. Yeah, that's JR and his hats.
yeah, Brian wasn't even there the one time I actually got mad at my friends for touching my hat.
Yeah.
We were at Disneyland, and I think it was either Jordan Nash or Mark Miranda was sitting behind me,
Miranda, I believe.
and they took my hat off while we were on the ride.
Oh, could have blown away.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I lost my hat. But they took it for the picture. They'll hold it up, right, or put it on or whatever. But like they bent it a little bit because they didn't care. Like they just grabbed it and like was just carrying it around. I was pissed.
Jerry's very.
Can't you just
particular
iron them
about
back if they get out of shape?
Whole
Put
new
some cinder
hat.
blocks
Throw
You
it
should
away,
see how
get
many
a new
hats
one.
I throw away because they get destroyed by
He
just
hates-
getting smashed. Like if they get creases in them and stuff, like they're junk.
By the
That's
way, I
why-
don't have a Matos hat. I don't have a Matos hat.
I'll get you one. I'll have it for you.
Is it
You
red or
might have
blue?
to. You might have to bend the bill, but you'll have one. Does
Cool.
Brian still have some?
I was just thinking, I don't know if I have. I might. I have to look.
But I'm gonna get a bunch of the M ones for Pennsylvania though.
See, I'll wear it because M for Michael, Brian Michael,
There you go.
and Matos too.
I think that I'm trying to make the M like my Nike symbol. That's all I have to. The M. So let's go into the rapid fire questions. I love that Charlie thinks my hat box is shit. By the
Yeah,
way,
I put that up there real quick. So
I think that's awesome. All right, no, it's not rapid fire questions. It's speed round. God, I am like it's like the first time I've ever done this show. I don't know what I'm doing, but we got the Evo speed round, and yours is going to be a little bit different. You do have a light show, so you can tell us what light show controllers you have, even though they're LOR, but you might have other ones. I don't know. So as fast as you can, go through everything you use for the light show portion of your show.
Through the light show. Okay, so I do use 64 channels of Lightorama commercial grade 1602 controllers. For proof, here's one of them.
Ooh.
God, this thing is heavy. Yeah, I happen to have one in here. There it is.
I don't think
Here's
we've
one of
ever
them.
had a props up. That's awesome.
64 pounds. It is AC, so it's driving my commercial grade LED light strings. And I've been using LOR since I know you asked me to do rapid fire, and I talk too much. But just real quick because it's interesting.
It's a
So-
Brian trait.
I used to be on I talked to a lot of people. I used to be on the Planet Christmas forums before Facebook came around. Chuck Smith, who is going to be at the East Coast giving a class on how to be Santa Claus. I'm hoping to meet him too because I never met him yet. Anyway, on those forums, Dan Baldwin used to be in there, founder of Lightorama. And I still have messages because I'm a librarian. I do still have messages archived of how he used to build some of his mechanical props that he would then put out, I call them pixels or light strings on them. So anyway, I've been using LOR I've been using a light show since 2004. And here's what I thought was interesting. If you look today at how everybody has these Coro props, and when you design it in X lights, and again, I've never used X lights, but I hear a lot of things that you're overlaying effects onto the prop. So you'll have your arches, your snowflakes, your mega trees. That's how I grouped my show together. Maybe not the first year, but by 2006, I pretty much just run a 20-foot mega tree with the topper on top. And then I run 12 mini trees. And then I have 3 arches. And that's how I've done all my program. I program props, a tree, arch, and all. It wasn't just, I never put anything on the house. So anyway, that's my experience with Lightorama. It's still in my show. It runs the section in the front. If you watch our episode of Light Fight, you can see it in some of the overhead. And it drives, the reason besides that, which does get a lot of attention from viewers, it drives my sound system around the whole display. I have usually like 10 speakers going around my whole display for ambience. So it's the background for there. Anyway, that's what I use.
Very cool. The first time on the show we've had a full LOR person.
Yeah.
So that was very cool.
How many lights in total do you have across everything?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so display stats. I have roughly 150,000 commercial grade LED strings, lights, not necessarily strings, but 150,000 lights. I use about 200 floodlights to accent about 50 animatronic figures. Some of them I home built, including I have the whole Charlie Brown Christmas scene. During COVID, I built, while I was collecting Light Fight stats, I also built animatronic Snoopy characters. So they're 4 foot tall, and they briefly showed 2 of them and part of one in my episode because Peanuts are copyrighted. They're allowed to be in it, but not focused on. So I have those. I have David Hamburger display elements, which is other mechanical figures. I have about 75 wireframes. I have 300 strobe lights in the display. And then I own about 1,000, a little over 1,000 blow molds before all the holidays, but in my display, I usually put about 650 to 750. It depends on the layout. Then I have my LOR section. I have the music background. I have 5 snow machines that I run all the time that the display's on. They don't just come on in spurts. So it's a fun experience. And my display is set up as a walk around or a drive by. So I have fencing around. And if you look at an overhead of my display, you can come up and walk down the one side, walk along the front, go up the driveway, come over, come down the other side, over and around. And I walked that one time, just casual. If you walk and don't look at anything, it takes almost 3 minutes just to walk that. So if you stop and look at it, you could easily spend at the display minimum 15 minutes, but we've had people there over an hour. So.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And
Kind of what we
probably
got.
still missed something. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And then I do play, like I said, music driving in the background, and it's fun. It's been, the community really, really enjoys coming, and I hope to be able to do it going forward. So
That's pretty awesome.
That is very cool. Do you do your own like refurbishing of the blow molds and stuff with the airbrushing? I've seen videos on it, so I don't know how easy or hard it is, but do you do all that too? What? What?
I don't think he's ever owned a blow mold in his life.
No, I am curious.
he watched the video. See, he's ready to
See,
change.
I've seen videos on it, and I'm like, man, that's really cool. If I ever come across any, I'd have to anchor it down in concrete so it wouldn't blow away. But
yeah, well, you learn how to do that. I did live in Oklahoma too, and it's pretty darn windy here in Pennsylvania anymore. But Brian, I do repair them. It's like anything else you collect. I got into blow molds, but they fade, they get brittle and crack, and I've learned how to repair them thanks to other people in forums or on, or connecting like this at different shows. You find out people who know how to do this stuff. So I do repaint, strip, repair the plastic, and then unfortunately, when it's at end of life, I trash them too. So it's just part of the collection. But here's the interesting thing: people say, "Well, why do you collect those? You got to repair them all the time." So then I started getting wireframes too. You got to repair them. And then you get pixels. You got to repair them, especially if you had the 2022 pixels.
I love how he's not into pixels, but he knows.
I know. I told you. I like all this stuff.
See this?
Yeah, I just put
You're
that
a genius. I know. I took it off and then I put it back. I'm sorry. That's your job, Brian, and I'm taking it. But Charlie knows that you're the genius at fixing blow molds.
Oh yeah,
I did show that on Charlie. As a matter of fact, the snowman I showed him. I have it in the corner in the basement. I could go lug it over and show it to you if you want.
To be honest,
it's pretty big.
I think with the future of the hobby show for Trans World, I think they should cover the regular stuff too.
Yeah, that is one disappointing thing. There really wasn't too much projection mapping, which I know Jordan did a classic, the last one, Jordan Nash. But there's never, somebody like Jemmy is not there. And this is a commercial show for Trans World. And I'm bringing up Jemmy as an example, but you don't see any of those kind of other types of props at the shows.
Well, they sell, like, you're going to see them at like the Home Depot show and the Ace show and stuff like that. They're selling to the people that are going to sell them. I don't even think they have a online store, right?
I know they have a website. I think you get some parts there, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can see.
I don't buy their stuff anymore.
Yeah, see, Charlie just told me they were at the Ace show. See, I think they're trying to sell it to the retailers, and they don't necessarily want to deal with the consumer directly. They want a middleman. So I think that's why
you're right. There is room for blow molds. I know there's a lot of people going there, especially this East Coast DIY show. I mean,
that's what I'm saying is I think I'll probably talk to Rich maybe next year. I don't think we could do it this year, but I think there should be a training for the regular light show guys. Not how to program or build a mega tree, but how to set up display, how to display blow molds, how to wireframe repair, whatever. How to balance out your power when you're doing just AC lights, and how to fix your wireframes, your blow molds, all that stuff from a traditional display. How to build like animatronic stuff that's not fully animatronic, but like DIY home display stuff. And I think that's an avenue that I think the DIY show should go down.
I agree.
See, maybe a simple question.
Maybe I will apply to teach a class. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a phone call after this. I think that's because I know they're doing commercial install classes, LOR classes, X-Lights classes, but there's no down the line just learn how to do a cool display, And I think that will also bring more people in. So I've been trying to find a photo on my phone because for our next segment, you're like the only person I could ask about this, but I can't find them now. But hopefully you know about it. But we're going to go into our...
It's getting me nervous.
Right? Have you seen the new animatronic elves from Lowe's?
I have.
What do you think?
Are you talking about the ones that are coming out? There was a leak of the pictures.
Yeah. With the gift boxes and then like the little like conveyor belt gift box thing.
They look cool, but I was concerned about the build of some of that stuff. Especially if you're putting it outdoors. I know last year they had a lot of cool the Mickey and Minnie and the Goofy. This year they're going to have Donald Duck. This year they're going to have Goofy and a couple others. And there's a bunch of new other ones. There's a bunch of there's a Grinch, Cindy Lou, and all that coming out.
Yeah,
I'm just worried about the build and the lasting of those. But I think it's really cool, and they're making them big. They're making them like as tall as I made my Peanuts character. So I think you could probably hack those things too to a light show and have it.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is if they have servos in them.
I think they do. They moved the servos in a lot of those figures.
And I know.
So I think they're cool. I think they could be hot.
Yeah.
I know the traditional people and all the people in the Home Depot and Lowe's groups are ready to snatch this stuff up when they do early releases in June.
Yeah. July. I'm going to spend a lot of money in July, I think. So my other hot or not question: what do you think of the new giant sled from Home Depot?
Oh, I already showed my wife because I have the Santa and one of the reindeer. I already showed. I said, "This is as soon as it's released at midnight or whatever, we're going to have it." And to your point, JR, she goes, "Where the heck are we going to put that thing?" I'm sure it breaks down. If you ever seen one of these, the boxes are huge for the giant skeletons and all. I don't know how this sled breaks down. It is huge. It's got to be 12 foot long.
I think you could actually sit in it. It's like a full size sled.
Oh wow!
I was very impressed with the thing.
That's definitely hot. It's going to be sold out.
Yeah, I'm planning on taking that. I'm like code orange in July. I'm like, I got a list of things. I told Cecilia, I was like, I want that sled and I want enough reindeer to have the full set. And she's like, where are you gonna put it? I was like on the peak of the roof. I could go up with the sled and down with the reindeer. And she's like,
I think you're underestimating how big the reindeer are.
Oh, I know.
I only have one, but if you had a whole set of 8 of them, you're gonna have to go back to the orchard.
Oh, I told Cecilia we're gonna need a bigger house. If I put those in the orchard, it'd be a one whole side of the orchard, just be like, boom, sled. Yeah.
That would be an impressive display, though. I mean, obviously, you got to uplight it with flood lighting or something.
Yeah.
You know, you could use pixel floods and do color changes, but.
So I'm hoping the sled goes together like all their other pieces, where it's the plastic locked together and you could kind of get inside the molding of them, or at least unscrew them like the coffin or something, because I'll pixel that sled out. If I could get in there and drill some holes, be pushing Evos all over inside that thing. Just saying.
Oh, I'm gonna get a picture.
So that's definitely hot.
Yeah,
that's the one thing on my list this year. With my lack of space, I told him we're getting that.
All right, Brian, you got anything?
Oh my gosh.
You're not a traditional Christmas
Sounds
guy
like
I am
you
at heart.
guys need like my 2 acres I have in the front yard.
Oh, can you imagine the stuff I could do there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Derek wants to buy that for $1. I don't know what he's talking about, the sled or the reindeer.
Probably both.
But yeah.
The whole set.
Now, okay. Derek, I need some clarification. What do you want to buy for $1? And why do you think you'd only buy for $1? Like, do you not like it? What is it? See, people make comments, but I want to know what they're thinking. Like, is he only all right here? He's commented.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Evos.
Slave with Evos? Oh, you'll pay $1 for me to put Evos into a sleigh.
He's probably meaning multiple dollars.
Maybe. But it would be cool.
That would be very cool.
It's one of those things. So I have the ornament stack from Home Depot. I have 2 of them. I bought them after Christmas a couple years ago. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to pop all the lights out and put pixels in them and then put them up. I still have them in boxes. Dead.
I think we all have those stories, stuff we thought we need, and it's still sitting in the shed.
Oh,
if we cleared it out, we could fit more sleds and reindeer.
I'm sorry, Brian. I had to put this up. I hear that a lot in emails.
That's like how many of us have snuck stuff in to the garage.
That's awesome, Derek.
And then next year, wife goes, "Where'd we get that?" I'm like, "I don't know."
I won it. I won it. I was a prize. I was the winner.
JR gave it away at a mini.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So last hot or not question. I was hoping Brian would come in with something, but
you guys are talking whatever. Go ahead.
What do you think of Pixel?
That's my question?
Yeah.
Oh, I think pixels are super impressive. Like I said, I can think of a lot to do with them. Just haven't made the investment because one, the learning curve and reprogramming and all that good stuff. Not even the cost, even though I guess they could be pricey as you get into a whole system. Even though I won 1,000 of them and I gave them away. But I give them away to people I know are going to do something with them. Matter of fact, the one person I said, I'm going to give you these pixels, but you've got to promise to make a Coro prop and theme it around the Librarian and Light Fight. And they said they'll try to do that.
Who did you give them to?
So I split them up. I gave 500 to Carl, who's one of Charlie Byers' listeners on Christmas on Crestline. And then the other half I gave to Patrick Mock, who was on season 12 of Light Fight last year. Does the big giant walkthrough display. If you haven't seen his episode, check it out.
Nice.
He has singing on his episode. They didn't show that he has a light section and he has a bunch of singing faces, and he's working to. I don't know if I should, Patrick. If this was a secret, I'm letting it out. He's trying to build for this year the display with the most singing faces ever. So and he's doing it with pixels. So we'll see if he can pull it off.
Oh, that sounds
pretty
awesome.
impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
So pixels are hot. I just haven't made the jump forward. The only thing I do wish, and I know you've heard, it doesn't matter even with LEDs. I still wish they can get that warm glow back, like the incandescence.
We're getting there with the warm white, like W's and the RGBs, getting a little RGBW. But yeah, even the new LEDs don't do it as good as the incandescent. But
True.
yeah, so let's go in a little bit deeper about your display.
Deep dive.
Uh-oh.
You want an audio thing for that, Brian? That sounded very.
That was
fancy.
very cool.
That was
Yeah.
cool. You got to make
I
that.
should. I'm gonna put that on my soundboard, and I'm gonna use that next time. I'm gonna
I'll
steal
never
that.
do it the same again.
No, I will have it on the
You'll have
button.
it on here. You're gonna cut it.
Yeah, I'll just steal your button.
There you go.
Deep dive.
What is the most popular thing you have in your display?
Most popular thing in my display. Oh, there's a couple things, but I think a lot of people are impressed by the roof line. And when you come and see it in person, the peak of my house is about 40 foot above the ground, so it's pretty tall, and it's a 12 pitch roof. I have a Merry Christmas sign on the one side. That's on the lower roof, the where the living room of my house is. So that's about 20 feet up. But what's impressive about it is it's 20 foot wide by over 10 foot tall, and it's made out of multiple wireframe structures that I've lugged up on that roof by myself. So that gets a lot of comments. Outside of that, this is a funny one. A lot of people are like, where the heck are the cords? It's not even a display element. I see guys out there walking around like, oh, he must make something special. How's he do that? Vampire cords and all that, but the average person doesn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of different things. The more feedback I actually get is what I like about your traditional display is I either A, had these items when I'm a kid and we don't have them anymore, or B, my grandmom or my mom and dad did that, and that's what makes me remember and really love coming to see your display.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I feel the same way about stuff. I want to.
By the way, were you surprised I didn't say a blow mold?
No.
I do have my swinging Santa in the front, but yeah,
that's never the most popular thing in my display either. They're just there. But I'm thinking about adding some back into my show. We'll see. I got.
You could put your pixel bulbs in there and make them change colors.
Yeah,
sometimes
I got 4 bins of blown bolts still in the shop, so I'll pick some good ones out.
You have to teach them how to repair them. So, do you ever have neighborhood or neighbor issues with your display? And if so, how do you handle them?
You just hit on a chord that's finally caught up with us, and the answer is yes, definitely. Have some neighbor issues. I have great neighbors, but there have been challenges. Up until Light Fight, we were already a destination display, and being outside of Philadelphia in a busy suburb, we're prone to traffic. I am on a cul-de-sac neighborhood, first house in, so it's one way in, and you go down, I don't know, half mile, and there's 2 turnarounds. So we were getting blocked up. So the last 2 years, I had to take measures into my hands to try to make it a little safer for the viewers and to protect us. So I did work in my township. I had to do permitting for the display. I had to get event insurance for display. I had to get barricades and no parking signs put up through the community. I had to hire fire police to direct traffic and limit my hours of my show. We were only lit about 2.5 hours a night. And then if there was rain, I had to cancel because I couldn't have the lights on unless all those measures were in place. And there were some days if the weather was too bad, I didn't want to have fire police standing out in the rain or snow directing traffic. So, and I will say that night, we aired on a Tuesday for Light Fight. By that weekend, it was pretty crazy. And I know a lot of people relate to that. I know JR could relate to that. And it made it challenging. That's why last year we were down the path to set up our display. Last year, I had the whole house done. I didn't start any yard work yet because I was still working with my township. And they came back with some additional measures that I could probably pull off, but 1, the timing wasn't there because it was literally the first week of November. And 2, I didn't agree with some of them. And 3 is the expense that they would have added when I don't charge anybody to come visit my display. had to pull back. If I had time to raise the funds, I could do it. I'm hoping to do it this year, but it could be another year off or a phase down or find another venue to do it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wow.
The amount of people that the show draws makes it hard. Especially like I lost and it was crazy. I can imagine how many people try to come to your show. But I have found that taking a year off or two does make a huge improvement on the traffic.
Yeah, I stopped. I used to try to get on those apps that showed you where you're go visit
Yeah.
lights, how to find. I took off of that. We stopped promoting a lot of stuff. So I know there's a lot of classes at some of these expos and minis about how to market your display and go viral. If you build
Sometimes
it, they will
people don't
come.
want to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I know there's a lot of people that won't go on Light Fight specifically for that reason.
Yeah.
Although I'd encourage you to still look at it, but it does become challenging, Brian and JR, and I know JR definitely can relate. And you told me about in your new house how you've slowly been integrating back in.
Yeah, I don't promote the new house at all. I don't tell anybody that I was the light fight guy or anything because I'm letting it grow and the neighbors all enjoy it. And I said, this could get really crazy. And they said, it's okay. And I said, you don't know. You're saying it's okay, but you don't actually understand how crazy this could get.
Yeah. My last piece of advice on it is I don't like to talk about it too much because then I feel maybe a video like this could be used against me saying, hey, your traffic's too bad. But the reality is if you work with your neighbors, and I've tried, some neighbors don't want to work with you or don't think you're working hard enough. So I can throw that out. But my advice is definitely, try to put something in play. There's things you can do very cost effective to minimize traffic. And then the next one is if it does start to get out of hand, start to talk to your neighbors and just understand some of your neighbors will never agree no matter what you do that you're doing enough and they just want you shut down. I think that's what we experienced.
No, there's some people that just so
I thought we lost JR there for a second.
This is what
no, I was trying not to be loud about it.
Faded off.
Yeah. So we kind of touched about this a little bit, but tell us the evolution of your display at your current house.
So we are in our fourth house between upgrading when we lived in Pennsylvania and then moving to Oklahoma and back. And each year, I started going direct. So when I switched to commercial LEDs, I would buy a couple thousand each year and upgrade that. The blow mold collection, like many, acquired most of that after Christmas. Through when you could get them in the stores, I would acquire them there for 90% off. They don't last that long anymore, even with them being back. Yard sales is where I got them. That would add up. And I would say, our first house was an above average display. The second home in Pennsylvania was like, wow, that was the one that started getting us a lot of recognition on TV. We were on the Weather Channel back then. We were on 6 ABC, Philadelphia, Fox, Philadelphia. We were interviewed by a lot of local radio stations that would broadcast from there. And then that's when we announced we were moving to Oklahoma. And when we got to Oklahoma, it was kind of refreshing. The neighbors didn't know we did a display, and we were out in I'll call it the sticks, probably not as bad as you, Brian, but we moved out to right outside of Norman, Oklahoma, before it started expanding. And we were kind of rural, so I could put my display up. And I will say the first couple of years, I had a big display up and it was dark out there, so it was really bright. I almost had what people always seem to get when they're trying to get a big display. I was like, man, nobody's coming to see it. To go back. So the display was big there. And then we moved back to Oklahoma. And I forgot to add in there, and this was in our show. When we moved out to Oklahoma and back to Pennsylvania, it took 2 18-wheel tractor trailers just for the Christmas decorations. That's a true story. And
I believe it.
and
Wow.
when we got here in PA, even if you look at moved back here in 2015, it was a lot. But then I showed what was on Light Fight, and it was even greater than that. So I continue to add, like many of us. I usually add a couple thousand lights each year and dozens of props each year. I would say I consistently was growing from 2015 up until Light Fight about 20 to 30% a year on top of what I had. Now I've leveled off. Some of it's not just because it's harder to do display because traffic. It's amount of space. So I do have to make some hard decisions on passing on stuff, or is it time to sell something? And I really don't want to go off site with a storage facility, especially if I'm not putting it up. I don't want to pay to stick something somewhere. So
Yeah,
it's kind of how we evolved. And Kim supported it
Cool. Holy
most
cow.
of the time.
Well, and that kind of leads right into the next question because it sounds like you've already done this. But if you started out fresh today, what would you do different?
Pixels?
really, really.
No. What would I have done different? I definitely think I would have tried to focus more on a theme. Because I am guilty early on in my display days. Blow mold people have been accused of just buying stuff from the store and just sticking it in their yard. And if you have thousands of them, you think you have a cool display. And reality is it might look cool, but it can be sloppy too. So I did used to just put stuff out in the yard. So my advice would be is if you are starting, try to think of theming, whether it's traditional or pixel show or like AC light show. Try to come up with a theme. It doesn't have to be a true theme like Disney or Universal or superheroes, but just how you put the display together. It doesn't have to be a gingerbread house, but maybe you lay it out in scenes. So that would be my advice, how to start off. And you don't have to go fast. If you want to get your display big, but it's probably better to take your time and make sure you have the storage to put it away afterwards, and then B, the energy to put it up and take it down. I don't know about you, JR, but my full display takes 6 to 8 weeks to put up and about 4 to 6 weeks to take down. I mean, so you're doing Christmas from September till March. I mean, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
So think about that before you get into
my
it.
old display took forever. Brian knows. He tried
Oh,
he
yeah.
came to help.
Yeah.
And it was already most of it was up when he came, and it was still a ton of stuff.
Still a lot to do, yeah.
The new display, I don't even want to say how fast I put it up because it's not fair to everybody. I cheat. I cheat real bad putting up my new display. I get everybody in the world to help with
get people to
computers. I get the computer side handled, and me and one of my guys puts up my display in, I don't know, 3-4 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it must be nice. Yeah. And you have better weather than we do have here. I hate to bring weather, but it is. It is. Brian can attest to being up where he is. It'll start off good in the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's rains for 2 weeks, and then it's windy, and then.
Well, Brian knows. Like he doesn't always get a display up because he's too busy working for me.
Yeah.
And then runs out of time.
And then the weather goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm juggling a lot of stuff at the time, and yeah, sometimes.
But think of all the displays that you are behind the scenes helping Mr. McVeigh.
Oh yeah.
No, he even helps with mine because I'll be like, Halloween's in like a week. Maybe I should put up a decoration, and then I'll be like, Brian, can you make these models because it's all brand new?
Yeah.
And I'll get.
I will say,
like 4 days.
The one thing that hasn't evolved in my display, back to the Lightorama show, is I still have the same laptop from. I would say it's 2010. It's an old HP laptop. It's like Windows XP or something. I turned off the internet. I'm still running S4 of Lightorama, not S6. I don't upgrade it or nothing. I open it up, and the hardest thing is remembering the password on it every year. And it has a sticky key on one, so I think I'm putting in the wrong password. It's actually right. I'm just not hitting the button hard enough.
My light show computer password, so I don't forget it. It's 1225.
Oh,
easy enough.
Is that your ATM card number?
No, just the light show computer. Just the light show computer. Because I'm one of those people that run Xscheduler, so I have my light show computer also. So, all right. So you are probably the most knowledgeable person I've ever asked this question to.
Mm-hmm.
What is the top 3 displays that you would go visit in person to see?
Oh, I thought about that every time you interview somebody, and then I always forget because I want to be prepared to answer that. But actually, this is interesting. Because I know them from a long time ago, I talked about Planet Christmas before. I'd like to go see the Monkhouse's display. Walter and Jackie Monkhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they were on the show on Light Fight, but for what those two do, I hope they still do it.
Yep.
I'd like to see that in person. And I know some people would say it's just stuff hanging in trees, but if you look at, I mean, Walter innovated a lot of the ways the light show was done. His original controllers was he had this shed, if you will, with these mechanical relays and he had a video of it back in the day, and you just see all these mechanical relays, kind of like Chuck Smith did with his blue boxes. But I'd like to go, I think the monk houses would be fun. Blow mold display. I did go to the Peckville Christmas house last year in PA. That's the guy who was on season 5 of the Neighbors episode. And they had 3,000 blow molds in once. So I did see that one. But if I had to go see a new one, I think I'd like to go see who was on for blow molds recently. Drawing a blank. And I should know this. And you put the pressure on me, JR.
See, if you had your notebook,
I know
open
it
up
is.
your notebook.
So I'm not going back on this one. Chris Clark, who was from Ohio, if you watched last season's episode, had an impressive display. He has, if you're familiar with the blow mold train from General Foam and Empire, it's a hard piece to get. I have one with 4 tender cars. He has like 20 of them.
I know. I saw that. I was like, I tried to get that train for years.
Yeah. So I'd like to see that. And then he had a choir in the back that had to be like 150 plus choir people. And he went one step above. You know, if you see our episode, I take the heads off the choir, which that was cool. We'll have to talk about the video at the Florida Mega Mini. But I take the heads off the choir. They're unlit. Not only does he have over 100 of those choir, but he actually adds more cords and lights to heads. So I mean, it's a lot of work to display.
Yeah.
And then the third one, just because he keeps pulling my leg, and I'll give him a shout out. I want to go see Jordan Whitmay while it's displayed.
Jesus. Go see my blow
Hey, Jordan,
mold
I told you
display.
I'd be there. I will.
Hey, go see my blow mold in his display. Saying.
I heard that. No, there's a lot I would like to go see, and you know, they're probably not truly my top 3. It's just hard to pick from Light Fight, but I would definitely like to go see them. And I'd like to go see some big, massive, mega pixel display. I don't know if that's like the Larson guy up in is that Indiana, Illinois, Larson Lights.
Oh, his
Just because it looks so big.
His drive-in light
he,
show.
He,
That's
he
what I
like
like to call it.
He got shut down, as I understand.
From his house.
Moved it, and then he went to like a farm and rebuilt that massive house as a set.
It's a facade.
Yep.
And it's like a drive-in movie theater.
Yeah.
You get your scheduled time and you come in and you park and you can watch this massive house show that's impressive and lovely, and I have lots of stuff in it, so I like it a lot. But his show is awesome. The other thing about the monkhouses, they still do their display, and they keep like updating it and adding stuff to it all the time. We talk to them every year at Expo. They're pretty much there every single year at Expo, and they are the coolest people ever.
Yeah.
We met them last year for the first time.
Awesome.
And we're planning on going to Expo. It's right after the mini at sea, which we're going on. So but my boss is okay with me being off so long.
Find something to do for work in Texas. Be like, I'm going here for.
We do. We have an office in Texas, so
perfect.
maybe it'll work out. And I'm willing to do that. Go down and go to work for it. But
yeah.
I want to come see your display too, JR, and your shop.
Well,
you too, Brian.
I ain't got nothing.
If you want to come see the current shop, you have to do that within the next year and a half or so.
We're moving.
Yeah. We're going to leave the orchard.
Ooh. Because you sold it finally, or just
we're working on
upgrade?
It's time to move. Other place.
Good luck with that.
Just
make sure before you do, like I said, because you'd be hard to get it back.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe you don't want it back. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully we're getting something better.
Yep.
Closer to where my new house is, and I don't have to drive 40 minutes to work every day. That is the plan. But yeah.
So, best advice for somebody coming into the hobby, even on your side of the hobby.
I thought I gave that already, but
you did. You talked about storage and having places for everything. So
best advice is just make sure you have a passion for it and know what you're getting into, because it will grow. You'll spend money on it, and maybe you won't. That's other misnomer from people that see us on TV shows and all think we're all rich and doing this. I mean, we're not. A lot of this stuff we
make poor
DIY
financial
or
decisions.
you get it used, or you do make some poor financial decisions. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna lie. I bought some pricey things, but I also got stuff free or made stuff. So
Yeah.
just make sure you know what you're getting into, and then my advice is just have fun with it. I mean, really have fun. It's been so fun. Not only doing a display, but the last couple of years, I've started going to all these events and finally meeting people that I've talked to behind a keyboard, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again in 2 weeks here in the Philadelphia area, and I think it's going to be great. It's great to see people at Trans World. It's only about 2 weeks away.
I got to ship it.
Yeah. It's cold here, by the way. It's cold and rainy. It's gloomy. By the way, for you,
flannel weather.
Yeah, it might be checked. It could be like right now it's 50 and 30 mile per hour winds. So it was supposed to be in the 70s. It might be 70 when you get here. We can't even do yard work yet. My yard looks like crap right now.
All right. Brian, it's not a t-shirt show, it's a flannel show.
Flannel show.
Yeah.
And by the way,
still fit you.
It is 20, 30 minutes outside of the city. So if you're thinking you're coming out to the Philly, you're gonna have to drive back there if you want. But there's still good cheesesteaks in the suburbs. So
cool. We're staying in the Airbnb, the whole team, plus a few friends. That says it's 4 miles away, but I'll have to share it with you because I haven't told my team about this place, but it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's some big houses around that area. So unless you went El Cheapo, Mr. JR, you can find a nice Airbnb.
No,
Sounds like you did it.
It's very unique. I'll have to share it to you. It's a secret to my team. I showed Brian because I couldn't keep it secret from everybody, but it's people are going to be questioning their decisions to stay with me.
It's pretty badass.
Well, maybe we'll come by, or if you're somewhere boring, you can come to my house.
Oh, we're coming by your house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're picking up a crate.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Brian. Thursday.
Oh, how big is this crate that I am expecting to come to my house?
I don't know yet. I will know soon.
I just need to make sure I'm home in case they need help lifting it, and then I need a place to slide it.
We'll get one
it's
with
DHL, so they'll have a pallet jack and they'll drop it.
Okay.
And then we'll take care of it.
Yeah, I might have to move my car out so we don't have anybody. Some porch pirates take a big crate.
I don't think anybody will take it.
You're gonna need about 8 of them.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's only gonna be like 400 pounds. It's not crazy.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
we got it.
I needed some stuff air shipped, and I was like, "Wait, Brian lives close. I'm gonna see if it's okay with Brian to send this stuff here."
Yeah. I didn't tell Kim yet, but she'll be okay with it.
I hope so.
Why is there a van trailer coming into our driveway?
Yeah. So.
Oh, when I've ordered some of my commercial wireframes, they pull up. You got to make deliveries. The guy drops it down. Everybody's like, "What are these big boxes?" So
yeah, what did this guy buy? Now? That's what's gonna happen.
Normal.
This is gonna show up. Your neighbor's gonna be like, "Oh shit, what Christmas decorations did he buy now?"
We didn't get him.
I thought he wasn't doing it anymore.
Yeah. Then you're gonna get some flat bill guy and a bearded guy come over in a rental pickup and steal it, and people are gonna be like, "What the hell just happened?" No, I am packing tools and a crowbar because we'll probably unpack it at your house, Brian.
Normally it's back inside the crate.
I have tools here too, so
okay.
Probably not as good as your tools, but
no.
it's handyman stuff. So
yeah, well, because we'll probably unpack it, put it in the truck, and then take the crate with us and throw it away at the venue.
Yeah.
Because it's coming home in
my
big
Philly,
crate.
you can just all the trash just dumping along the highway as you're going.
Yeah, but it's got your address on it. I don't want to do that to you.
Oh, yeah. Some guy from California did that, I swear.
Yeah. They stole it from my house. Watch the camera.
Anyway. You will be on the blink. Yeah.
What do you think is the next must-have prop for people?
I'm seeing more hybrid displays, at least from my light fight experience. So I think some of the must-have props are some of those Home Depot props. Look at last year. Everybody bought into the big bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
And we already talked about animatronics that I think can be hacked easily into X lights or whatever software you're using. I don't know. I mean, from a pixel
Charlie
side,
thinks it's projection mapping.
yeah. I mean, and that's what to say. From the pixel other side, I think projection mapping is growing, and it's still interesting. Not how many people don't do it yet. So,
well, I feel like it's just going to get easier once people start implementing AI in it.
yeah.
Because once somebody programs an AI where they could basically take your phone and set it on top of your projector and take a photo of the house, put it in the software, and then it would already map it based off the house, based off the phone. Like it's going to be.
And then just think the graphics too. Then you go in AI and say, make this show for me. I want this. I want that.
Yeah. As soon as one of these companies implements an AI type of mapping into it, it's going to be sold at Home Depot.
So what's the it will be just like all those sound boxes for shows like the light show thing. So what is the next big pixel thing for your guys' perspective since you guys sell those?
I haven't thought of it yet.
Wow. I got a lot of stuff running through the head, but I don't know. I don't know where.
I think one of the things that we came out with last year, the wireframes with the pixels on them.
Yeah, that's different.
I think that's going to take off a little bit.
I think the other thing I saw at the show, JR, and I forgot about this. I like the way Coro is starting to get layered in colors.
Mm-hmm.
Not actually the lights, the Coro itself,
Yep.
and making 3D. Like James had a bunch of those. They look really cool. I mean, I would use those in my display as a traditional.
Yeah, layered Coro is very cool. Charlie's like, rumor is you're testing a new controller. Yeah, but that's not going to be out this season. That's next year's news. That's next year's news. But layered Coro, I think is pretty awesome. You know, I may have an influence in layered Coro because of dumb ideas I have. Brian knows this.
The next one is Decor layered Coro.
Kind of. That kind of could work, but it also, I don't know. I like the layered Coro, especially when you put the lights in the layers too, and hide the wires in them, like I did my Merry Christmas sign. I really like that. I was stoked how I did that. The problem with that stuff is making big layered Coro things is shipping it.
Yeah.
That's where it ends up being a problem.
Yeah, because it doesn't look as good. You got to piece it together. Then that's a challenge too.
Yeah. The layered Coro is pretty awesome. Definitely.
And blow molds. They're back. They're back.
They are kind of back.
Bring them back. Bring them.
They're not the same though.
Yeah, they're not the same, but this year there's supposed to be a lot of really cool, taller, big ones.
Well, I bought those candy canes last year from Home Depot, and I ripped the guts out of them and put pixels in them, and I kind of liked them. But those were cool 8-foot ones. I don't know. They're not real blow molds.
Yeah, they're not real blow molds. I'm talking.
They're the plastic thing that Home Depot's doing. I don't know. I feel weird about them because I don't like them as much.
It's okay. It's okay. Others do.
Yeah. All right. I was going to ask a question. I got distracted. Okay. What is the most awkward or funny interaction you've ever had with somebody coming to your show?
I used, before people knew who I was from being, some people recognize me, but after being on the show, people kind of recognize your face. I used to always go out and put a hoodie on and a hat and just walk around and listen to what people are doing. And I just still remember somebody saying, "Is this your house?" I said, "No." I said, "This, you got to be some idiot to live here. I mean, who the heck would do this?" And I went on for a conversation with the guy for like 10 minutes, just knocking my display.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of those awkward, but stuff like that. I can't really do that anymore. It's very hard. People kind of recognize who you are.
That's funny.
Were you expecting like I farted in an elevator with somebody or something?
No,
That
No.
was me. No.
no, there's been some awkward, like I had people like in front of my house now, like just start like smoking pot and hanging out. And then like the show went off and they like all screamed at me to turn it back on.
Oh, I've heard that.
It's like, it's
Including
just
the pot.
like, yeah, some weird interactions. But
Oh yeah.
to be the guy that's causing trouble for your neighborhood is pretty funny.
Talking smack. Can you believe he put blow molds out there?
Yeah.
So
He put a snowman. He has 3 Santa blow molds. Who does that shit? You only got one
Yeah.
Santa.
It's only one.
we already kind of talked about how your show is unique in its own way. So I want to know what is, and we already kind of talked about this too with Home Depot stuff coming out, but the dream prop, what is on your wish list for this coming year?
The sled and
The
8
sled.
tiny reindeer.
If it has
Um,
Evos in it?
We could
The
make
sled's
that work.
definitely on my list that we talked about, but I'm not really expanding this year. But the one dream prop is I already do in the back side of my display walls of lights. I'd like to take that up as tall as the house and then hang snowflakes down. I have a version of that now. 40-foot tall would be impressive. There was a family, the Blackso, Blasco family, I think that's how you say it. Blackso, I can't remember. Well, last year they did the same thing with a pixel wall, and they scrolled Tanya's name on it. It'll look super cool.
Oh
So,
wow.
I think that'd be kind of hard to pull off here, but because it would be 40-foot tall, and then on each side, the way my house is laid out, it's centered in the lot. It would be 40-foot tall and about 60-foot wide on each side, maybe longer. So it requires some major support. So I think that'd be cool to build. I think it would catch a lot of attention.
Oh, that would be
Wow.
huge. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
So, have you thought about moving your display?
We're kind of at a stage in life where moving right now might be a challenge. Our
Well, I'm
house
not saying
is-
moving your house, but moving
But moving the display?
display.
There was, it's kind of funny. There was a suggestion amongst the neighborhood. We have a family fun center called Freddie Hill Farm near us. And it's a mini golf ice cream place,
Yeah.
batting cages. And they don't really do anything in the winter except have their ice cream shop open. So it was suggested to do there. The family just announced this year they're selling it. I think they're selling out to
Oh.
builders. And then we
Oh,
have
no.
a small downtown in the borough where I live. There's some abandoned storefronts that every year they set up for Christmas, and there's a suggestion to maybe set up a walkthrough in there. Challenge with that is again 2 18-wheelers of stuff, taking it out,
there and
moving
setting
it,
all up.
and then once it's all set up, you're worried about your stuff somewhere else. So I have thought about it. I just don't know if I'll ever pull the trigger. I know a lot of people have evolved into true commercial displays or drive-throughs or gone, beyond residential. It's a hobby
Yeah.
for me. I don't know if I still have to work, so I don't know if I'm really ready to do that yet for a living. But I've thought about it, JR. I really have.
Yeah, because I hate to see it go dark. Which that's the one downside of Light Fight. I'm sure you have a stat of how many houses don't light up anymore.
I started researching it, but I actually don't have an official stat for that one.
Yeah. So it does suck that cool displays go dark after that. But time to talk about happier stuff. Are you ready,
Yes,
Brian?
let's talk happy.
Let's
Are
do it.
both
I'm
Brian's? Are we
gonna
ready?
have to go through these pretty quick because my wife's getting ready to go out of town again. So I'm gonna
Oh,
Yeah, I got to go
We
to
gotta
work
go.
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm good.
So, all right.
starting to load
All
up
right.
her truck. Are you?
We'll just do 3
Hang,
each.
hang on, I gotta grab.
We're just gonna do 3 each. Rapid fire.
Okay. Well, she's
Well,
heading out.
if I answer them rapidly, maybe we can do more. But
Yeah.
we'll play it by ear.
All right. What color is your toothbrush?
I get whatever the dentist gives me, so it happens to be gray and white.
Oh, you
There it is.
brought it?
So, well, you
Oh,
always
you
ask about
brought
tooth. I was going to bring my wife's. Hers is purple, but yeah, there it is, gray and white. It's boring. Even has the dentist phone number on it, so I can call for a new one.
Look at that.
There you go.
He brought a controller as a prop, and then he knew my first question was going to be a toothbrush, and he was just like,
I was hoping you would because I feel weird about
and-
toothbrush here.
And he ruined my first question because I was going to ask what color's Kim's toothbrush just to throw him off. But
It was
the heck
purple.
with
I didn't
that.
bring hers down like I said.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. So if you drop a bar of soap on the floor, don't worry, you're not in prison. Is the floor dirty or is the floor clean or the soap dirty?
Soap's dirty to me. I don't know.
Soap's dirty.
Isn't soap always clean? So it gets all that
Soap's-
stuff
it's
on it that we
always-
probably don't want to.
Yeah.
all right. If you had a theme song that played anytime you walked into a room, what would it be?
Macho Man. No. Isn't there? There has to be a librarian song, right? There has to be a librarian song, right? I don't
If there
know.
isn't, I can make an AI version of a librarian song.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
You
Are you
don't
still
have
waiting
one.
for her to answer? Not,
Huh?
not
Yeah,
my joke
I
answer?
was.
This is
Bri-
very rapid.
I was like, Brian, you gonna ask another question? And
No,
Brian's
I'm
gonna go
actually
like,
waiting for an
I want a
answer.
real
wanna
answer.
know what it is.
Let's just go boring. We'll walk into Thunderstruck.
Oh, nothing boring about that. So I was going to go with Back in Black. So if you had a pet penguin, what would you name it?
Popper.
Popper?
By the way, back to the song. I do have a lot of the songs that were featured in Light Fight. I would like to walk into one of those one day.
We've already
Which
moved on.
I have to send you my song.
Yeah, Popper. Let's name him Popper the Penguin. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I think it was a movie. Mr. Popper's Penguins. Tuxedo? I don't know.
If
If he had a
you,
beard, I named him Brian.
would you rather sneeze confetti or hiccup bubbles?
I hate the hiccups, so let's sneeze confetti.
All right. That'd be pretty funny, though.
And it would be green and white for the Eagles. Like when they won that
See,
trophy.
and then now you had to.
I had to
now
do
you
it. I
had
had to
to
do
we
it.
got an
All right,
hour
we
and a
digress.
half.
We did.
We got an hour
let
and
me-
a half, and now Brian's gonna cry. One of the Brians is gonna cry at the end of
There.
this. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Let me take my blurred background off.
I see it. I see it back there. I thought you did blur it because you were a little, Anyway.
Embarrassed.
Nah, it
No, they're a good
happens.
team. They're a good team.
You can't
I know.
win them all because then mainstream media thinks it's all the refs refs doing and stuff.
Well,
so.
it was. That's why they lost in the Super Bowl because they weren't healthy.
There you go. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate that. So, if you could rename Monday, what would you rename Monday to?
Worst day.
Worst day?
Nobody likes coming back to work on Monday. Even though I love work.
No, it's hard.
Worst.
I don't even know why I'm going to ask this one right now because I kind of feel like I know what it would be. If somebody were to make a statue of you, what would the pose be?
Rocky Balboa.
I thought it would be like one arm up and the trophy in
Or
your
it could
arm.
be. It could be.
Yeah.
That librarian, the thinker pose.
Yeah, I would think.
Or
Oh, Brian, you got a big fan right here.
KC flag.
Your fellow
Right on.
KC guy.
I knew I like Charlie for a reason.
No, I think you would be like with the trophy in your arm and then your arm up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my wife might say it'd be a selfie pose because I'm always taking the selfies with
oh,
everybody.
so it'd be a trophy in your hand and a selfie. There we go.
Yep.
I should take a selfie. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that real quick.
We're gonna take a selfie.
You can
of
take a
this.
selfie of
We're
the
gonna take a selfie of us on the call. Ready?
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Oh man. That's awesome. That's a first ever right
Yep.
there.
First
That
selfie
is
ever.
totally-
All right, you got a
Toothbrush.
last one, Mr.
All right.
McKay?
My last one is if you had a warning label, what would it be?
Ooh. Don't touch here.
Warning, plays with Christmas lights.
There you
Yeah.
go. And those useless stuff.
Let me tell
Not
you
useless.
about
I
Great
think it's
Christmas
very-
Light Fun.
yeah. It's very good, knowledgeable. I like it. I like that you know all this stuff.
Well,
I did
appreciate it.
find that it was funny that your wife had to explain at the round table how you know so much because you watch Light Fight every single day.
I do.
And I don't know if
Although I haven't watched it today.
I don't know if she was proud of you or just venting.
When she watches his back, she'll probably tell me the answer to that.
Yeah.
What was the tone? Where
Yeah.
was the tone level?
You're so nice. I don't know. So
I'm still
great.
gathering facts. Still gathering facts.
Yeah, I love hanging out with you guys. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show. Good
Appreciate
time.
it.
So
Glad you finally had me on, even though I'm not a pixel guy. And I appreciate all what you guys do for the community and what all the light shows do for the community and all the traditional displays do for the community and all the other vendors do. And it's been fun hanging out with you guys at events and doing things like this. So looking forward to doing more of it.
yeah, I think the regular light guys coexist with the light show guys because a lot of us light show guys were regular light guys that were like, oh, let me play with a pixel, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, oops, I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. So Brian, will I still like to hang around with JR after I see his feet in sandals on the Mega Mini cruise?
Oh yeah. You'll be all right. Just
Yeah.
I don't know the Alaskan cruise, but it sounds.
I don't know if I'll be in sandals. I'm just saying.
It might not be.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm
sandal
wearing
trip,
either.
So
yeah.
That or well, yeah. I mean, you can wear socks with sandals. You know, that's still accepted.
Yeah, that's in style.
Every place other than California, you can do that. So
JR's doing that.
I got nothing.
He probably does it already.
Well, I mean, if I was flexible enough, I would lift my feet up. I love my Fila sandals that I wear, and I wear them with socks.
Wait, you have Fila sandals?
Well,
so they're actually slides, right? Or do you
slippers.
have the ones with
they're
tongue
just
and the
slippers.
toe?
But
yeah,
Fila
these suckers are older than dirt, and they've been all over the world.
Apparently, 1990 called. They want their flip flops back.
I know, right?
Filas? I don't even know if that brand exists anymore,
dude. They still got tread. They're my house shoes.
Wow.
They go everywhere with me.
Charlie thinks somebody's a foot guy.
Who, McVeigh?
I don't know. I think.
Did you put it up? Who's looking at feet anyways on a cruise?
I don't know.
No, you guys are going to have a blast. I wish I was going. I always wanted to go to Alaska, and that would have been perfect. But unfortunately, my wife's job.
Yeah, your wife got a new job that requires her to work more, which is not fun. Well, not work more, but go travel more and have more. Is she still there? Can she hear me?
I'll talk. No, she's gone. She's already on the road.
She did. She went. Tell JR to pay you more.
There may be changes coming down the pipe, so we don't know yet.
No.
But anyways,
yeah, the cruise is gonna be cool, and we have planned the next 2 cruises.
Oh, I just got an email on that.
Yeah,
saw that.
So
from who?
In
we
March.
could go. Yeah, we're gonna go to Mexico again, out of LA. A little bit different than the time before, and then we're gonna go out of Texas
to the Caribbean.
Yeah, I think we touch Mexico again too, but on the other side. So
nice.
It's gonna be fun. And not over 4th of July. But I think over 4th of July is gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a blast. And rumor is if you haven't signed up yet for the Alaska cruise, there is some rooms still available on the cruise, but they're inside rooms. But you can still join us.
Oh.
It's a little bit more expensive, but you can still join us. So should be fun. Brian, if things change for McVeigh.
I hear you loud and clear.
But it's okay. I understand. It happens. It's been happening a lot. I miss my McVeigh. I haven't seen him in person in a while. been skipping a lot of
every time
shit.
I get on I-15 and I head north into town, I'm always saying, God, I need to go south. I just need to
keep
start going south. And yeah.
You're
And
just gonna
then
go all the way
off.
here?
Just drive all the way there.
Yeah.
I think the old Tahoe would make it.
Nice.
Sleep in the back.
Yeah, I think that's it. I know
I think we're good.
Mr. Michael needs to go. Gotta get to work. So
I have to drive to North Jersey for work, so I got to get going.
all right.
Woohoo!
Well, thank you for being on the show.
I know North Jersey.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
We will,
Thanks for trying professionally.
Thank
Yep,
you, Brian.
that's all we
It's been
do
fun.
around here. Is definitely just try not to screw up.
Right.
And
Yeah, we do anyways. But we move
do all
on.
the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're good. All right. Well, I guess bye everybody. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week-ish. Hopefully. You gonna say bye, Mr. McVeigh?
I was going to, but I wanted to just throw out there real quick. Make sure you put the link up for the cruise. Charlie just mentioned it. So, but all right, bye, Brian. Love you, buddy. Can't wait.
You guys, love you guys too. See you in a couple
Later,
weeks.
Brian.
Thanks
Please
for having
don't
me.
wear any of the green and white stuff. We don't need any of that. So I won't wear my Chiefs
Christmas
stuff if
shirts.
you don't
I'll be
wear
wearing
yours.
Christmas shirts.
Okay, there you go.
Good
Deal.
Yeah, I told Brian he can't wear Chief stuff because
You don't want to get killed.
Brian's
so
risked
afraid
my
he's gonna get
life
put in
in
an
multiple
awkward
locations.
situation, and
Just think, you were going to be in a convention center where there's going to be people dressed as Santa Claus in Philadelphia. You know what's coming next? Snowballs.
Oh.
So be careful.
I was
also
thinking
gonna
of
be
something
dressed as
else,
the
but
devil, too, in the same
lead
building,
balls or
but-
something. So
All right, we should
Okay.
go before this gets weird. Later,
Bye.
guys.